The prince pulled his daughter-in-law and wrapped his mouth in the room. The test was punished by kneeling outside the house all night. He was forcibly stuffed with dog food when he failed to become a demon. Completely collapsed. Just after the bathing, the prince. The whole person exudes a fragrant smell. Perfect ABS. The wrist that provoked Ruoli instantly turned into orangutan eyes. After realizing my gaffe, I suddenly became shy. Unexpectedly, the prince suddenly rushed over. If the princess likes it, look at it opally. When Ruoli was puzzled, why didn't the prince miss it? You want to be a real couple with me for no reason. Why don't you want to? Is there someone else in the room? My heart is no longer with me. You don't talk nonsense. Just when Ruoli doesn't know what's good. He tapped his thin lips. I believe whatever you say, because I like you. The moment a man kisses his forehead, Ruoli tensed his nerves in an instant, but the emotion that suddenly popped out of my heart. But let him take the initiative to kiss. Something incredible is going on right now. The handsome face was instantly filled with a touch of luck. The mistakes and evils of man are seen by Ruoli. Is it because you are too proactive? But he doesn't know why he is like this. Maybe it's because I like it. In this brief moment, his heart seems to have been completely occupied by him. And this emotion, it's only so strong when you're with him. The next morning, the white lotus that knelt outside all night. It was hard to wait for the prince, but was severely stuffed with dog food by the two. Thanks to Miss Sue, the king and the princess slept very peacefully last night. Then he hugged his wife. Turn around and leave without looking back. Su Fangyi, who received no care at all, collapsed to the ground, and send all the hate to Ruoli. The other side, Zhao Xiao, who has not seen her mother for a few days, is happy. Don't forget to care if your mother is being bullied. How could it be? Mother, dear, there is a father and a little protection. No one is afraid. Zhao Xiao has maturity beyond this age group. Whatever you say, you have to protect your mother. I don't want my mother to suffer the slightest grievance. Ruoli never thought. The cubs you pick up by yourself will be so caring. He grew up without parents. But here I have the warmth of home. At this time, Zhao Xiao did not forget to praise her father. Thanks to Dad for teaching Zhao Xiao to study. Zizi knows a lot of words. Shunyao doesn't think it's anything. Since you treat Zhao Xiao as your own, I naturally have to raise him well. The warm atmosphere makes Ruoli's heart warm. If the prince had a child of his own, must be a good father. Wang Yi Wenyan hugged him to the front. What are you gonna do? When will my husband have a child of his own? Chaotic and shy, indicating that Zhao Xiao is still there. Don't talk nonsense. How to expect? Zhao Xiao is cheering for her mother and father. Zhao Xiao also wants younger siblings, preferably 2 younger brothers and 1 younger sister. This little one is the big brother. Ruoli is 1 head and too big at this moment. Why are these 2 guys more rude than the other? At this time, the servant suddenly came to report that the prince's tower had discussed itself. The 2 were instantly bold when they heard the words. Soon, several people were brought into the palace by the emperor, facing the emperor's accountability. It is natural to protect your wife behind you. It was the Su family who built the princess in front of them. After being seen through by the minister, the dress itself, Su Fang cried out as soon as he heard it. Make the princess bully me everywhere because of her identity. Also occupy the prince. The concubine wants to spread the branches and leaves for the royal family, but never had a chance. Also ask the emperor and queen to call the shots for the concubines. After saying that, he took out the penalty hairpin. Make people believe in a smart way. When the emperor saw this, he decided that something was wrong with Ruoli, princess style, and want to take this opportunity to reduce him to a commoner. From then on, he had nothing to do with the king. He's mine, don't you need it? Let the emperor handle the king's family affairs. Ruoli will hold on to the search. Show yourself that you have a way. My sister is so strong. What if such a shallow wound leaves a scar? Why don't you wipe it with the ointment my sister gave me? Su Fang quickly declined at the sight of this. Why didn't my sister say that it should be treated for the wound? Does healing work? Why not? Is it because the medicine is poisonous? After saying that, he tore off his veil and reported it to the emperor. since the concubine took this medicine. The wound on the face is getting worse. The Su family not only framed the dignified Wang Zhengfei, dared to make trouble in front of His Majesty. Please also ask His Majesty to severely punish Su Shai. Su Fengyi panicked instantly when she heard the words. He is unspoken. Directly tell the queen about being kui poison. The queen was so angry with this idiot that she was dumbfounded. Somebody dragged this crazy man full of nonsense down. Now the emperor finally knew. This village gradually became famous because of that day. Wait for the queen to explain. He directly raised his hand and gave a big hole. And Su Fengyi also suffered from self-harm, imprisoned by the emperor for life. No outside interference. No longer in disguise. Just wipe off the makeup on your face. I didn't expect you to have so many crooked ideas. Worried me for so long. It turns out that when Ruoxi has long passed the little summer, analyzed the toxic components in the wound, received treatment, then it was also to let them show their flaws. Just been acting. Lord, let's take Xiaoxia out to play. When Ruli looked at each other expectantly, I think you're bored and want to go out to play. Did you find out? The loving trio strolled along in perfect harmony. It's only half a block away. The prince is too tired. How can I expect a word from my wife? But it made him blush again.